school, I started doing like boudoir and then started doing nude. And I just like, from modeling, I started like wanting to like keep pushing it there. And I was like, hey, I think this is where I jump into porn.
Okay.
It was like a very natural transition.
And how'd you do it? You get in touch with a director or something?
Yeah, well, I just like started looking up girls, like porn stars, and like you could tell some are shitty and some are great, some are successful and some are not. So I found like the most successful girls, shout out Riley Reid, and you know, girls like that who are just doing really well and thriving, and being like, okay, who represents them? Because they're clearly doing well, and that's how I found my agent.
It's a very smart linear path to success there. Like find people who are super successful in a field, figure out who manages them or that they work for, and then get in touch.
And then there's girls in this industry that are like, yeah, I just saw like a Craigslist ad. I'm like, what?
No.
What?
For real.
Or like they like met a guy like on Tinder and he was actually a porn agent looking for girls, like stuff like that. I'm like,
right.
Wow, okay.
So you have the rare experience where you basically got ushered into the porn game via one of the GOATs, Spiegler.
Yeah.
Who I interviewed on No Jumper. You should all check that out on YouTube if you want to learn about the porn game. He's an extremely interesting resource for information.
Yeah, he was great. And I mean, within my first year of doing porn, I was on the cover of Penthouse, Hustler, Taboo, AVN. Like, it just kind of happened very quickly.
And he was like helping make those kind of connections
oh, definitely.
happen for you?
He took me to meet the people at Penthouse like my first week out in LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really felt like, okay, you made the right move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My first scene I ever shot, I was like so nervous in the makeup chair. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I really doing this? And I was like scared and whatever. And then as soon as that camera started rolling, I just like, I was like, this is where I'm meant to be, right here on this cock.
What scene was it? Was it like a girl?
It was a
well, you said cock, so you're
yeah.
a girl. Okay.
it was a boy girl, and it was a black guy, and it was also the first time I ever fucked a black guy. I was like, yeah, like just in general, I just never fucked a black guy, and I was so excited for all of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, all of this is so new and exciting, and I like got this big black cock, and I'm shooting porn, and I'm in LA, like as I came from Utah, and it just was like the biggest adventure of my life. And still sometimes when I'm doing that drive to LA from Utah, I'll have like a flashback of the first time I drove out in my 2001 Honda Accord that could like barely make it to LA to shoot my first porn scene.
I love that like a lot of women might get into porn just because they need to make some money, or they just figure like, you know, whatever, what else am I going to do? But I love that you got into it because you were like really passionate and excited about it. And then you're describing being there for the first time as this amazing experience. And I just contrast that in my head with like the genre on YouTube or whatever of like ex-porn stars being like, oh, it was so horrible and terrible and everything.
They're like, I was tricked into it, and I'm like, were? Like, how do you get tricked? How do you get tricked into like fucking on a couch and camera? Like, you could just not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know everyone's situation, but I'm always confused by that.
Every situation's different for sure.
I feel like some girls are maybe they have cold feet, and then someone's selling them this dream, and so they say yes, even if they wanted to say no, and then that's what they regret. But that's like more on them.
If you do it and think that you're gonna like make enough money to last you the rest of your life from like shooting for a year, then you're fucking stupid. Anyway, I feel like, don't you agree that she's probably like the kind of girl who entered the industry and was just like naturally pretty enough that it was just kind of like a done deal as soon as you got in the game? Like everybody was just like fucking with you. Was that how it felt? Be honest, where like everybody just was all over you from the beginning.
I came in pretty confident. I was ready to go. I felt good. Like I had a good agent. I shot for a big company my first scene.
Right.
And I was like, fuck yeah, we're doing this. Let's go.
So you just started working your ass off all the time?
Oh my God, yeah. I shot like my pussy hurts thinking about like the first year in porn because I was shooting so much.
Wow.
Like
but it was
6-7 days a week or
so I would come out for 2 weeks at a time, or a week or two at a time, because I was coming from Utah, and I would shoot every single day, and usually 2 or 3 of those I'd shoot 2 scenes a day.
Wow.
So
and a scene, for those who don't know, takes how long from that perspective?
Like the sex part or being on set?
Just how long you have to be on set for each scene?
I mean, like 5 to 12 hours.
Right. So if you're shooting 2 in a day, you might be on set.
Oh, I'll be on set till like 1 a.m.
Right.
And then I'll have to like catch a flight at 6 a.m. the next morning to fly to Vegas and go shoot there and fly back and then shoot again. Like it was insane.